Now, when it comes to lunchboxes, sometimes it's easier to make sandwiches in the morning, but with a little bit of preparation, your child's diet can improve. Siobhan Berry from Mummy Cooks joined us recently to show us some quick and easy ways to brighten up your child's lunchbox. Good morning, Siobhan.
Good
How
morning.
are you? So what are you cooking for us today?
So it's back to school time.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm going to give some tips on how to prepare in advance for a healthy lunch. So today I'm going to do a marinara sauce. So that's not something you're going to do in the morning. This is going to have to do, you're going to have to do in the evening or during the weekend.
And your thing is preparation is key for this, because especially the first couple of days, it is manic, isn't it?
It is
because
manic,
you're
yeah.
trying to get the kids all up again, back into a routine,
Exactly.
and getting them to eat healthily.
Exactly, and I think the one problem with maybe lunchboxes is that we don't get all of the food groups in.
Right.
So we should have a protein, we should have a starch, and we should have a fruit and or a veg.
Okay, so what are you cutting up here?
So I'm cutting up a yellow pepper, I've done a sweet potato, I'm going to do some cauliflower, some onion, and some butternut squash. But really, it's 500 grams of vegetables, so make it up the way you wish.
The way you want.
Exactly.
And the kids be looking at this normally and they'd be going, oh, yuck, I'm not eating that. But the fact is, if you're getting it into this kind of sauce, they are getting some goodness out of it.
Especially for that picky eater, especially for that picky eater. But again, like, you know, double up the recipe, triple it up, you know, and then freeze it off. And then well, the idea would be that you would batch cook this, and on the morning then you're going to defrost it and then put it into a pasta sauce.
You're great for your little containers here.
Yes.
You have all your little containers, and this is what you would say is perfect for the school lunches.
So it's all visual. So a child, it's all about the senses. It's about the taste, the look of it, the feel of it. So everything has to be looked after.
Yes.
And having it nice and visual is the perfect way for a child to kind of accept more foods.
Okay, so you've chopped this up.
Chop all this up.
You're lightly cooking it off.
I've cooked it for 10 minutes actually, to soften up the vegetables. Yes, so at this stage now, I've just cooked that for 10 minutes so the vegetables are lovely and soft. And I'm going to add 2 tins of tomato. So it's a really, really simple meal, to be honest. And then you can add salt and pepper at this stage, but if you're making this for a baby, leave off the salt and add it then after.
Oh, okay.
So mix that all in. Mix that all in, and then you're going to cook that for a further 20 minutes. And then we're going to add some basil
a further
at
20
the end.
minutes.
A further 20 minutes. Now make sure the lid is slightly ajar so that it cooks a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Okay, and
So on it goes back again.
20 minutes. Yeah, so 20 minutes later, you're going to put it into a blender and blitz it to this kind of consistency.
So this is your sauce that you have.
So that's
then.
kind of something, and it's the colour of it and the texture of it, something that a lot of children will accept. But it's packed full of vegetables.
As we've just seen,
Yes. So now we're going to add our pasta. So, for instance, let's say we get up in the morning, we cook our pasta, we heat the flask, and then you take your pot out of the freezer and you add it to, you're going to add it to the
Where do you
sauce.
buy these little pots?
So these are mine, these are
yours?
Mummy Cooks, yeah.
So you can get them on your site?
Yeah, exactly. So they're kind of portion pots so that you can freeze food. And
all the recipes and all are on the site as well?
Exactly, yes, yeah.
And as you say, it's key to prepare. And you can have all these, as you said, in the freezer, take them out, and it's all done for you.
Like
taking the stress out of the
Taking the stress
mornings.
out of it. But if you know what I've just made there, I would probably make about 20 of these.
Right, that's what I mean, and have them
you
all
have
in there,
loads of sauces there. Pestos are fantastic as well to make, and they'll keep in the fridge for up to 5 days. Hummus as well. There's loads of options. I think it's just about thinking, what does your child like, and then kind of adapting that for a lunch.
And would you obviously you'd recommend to parents then to start introducing things like vegetables and nice foods at a very young age?
Yes, well, that goes back to the weaning stages. But let's say we have a school-going child and they're not so great at the vegetables. What I would suggest is that, in your fridge, you kind of have a section of the protein, your fruit and vegetables, and your starches. And then you bring them out and you get the child to choose one of them. So if a child is fussy in any way, they like comfortable foods.
Yes.
It's scary for uncomfortable. So I would always suggest a comfortable with an uncomfortable. And that may be the veg, but you pack, it has to look that way. So you make sure
the
that
colours
they
here
choose.
are fantastic here this morning. They really are.
So you just say to the child, well, you know, you love your sandwich, you love your, this is a sweet corn and tuna sandwich. Maybe pick some grapes with it and some carrot sticks. And it's, I mean, they're more than happy then to kind of choose and go, you know, I don't really like the carrot sticks, but I will try them, Mum. And praise all the time. Never force the child to eat food, but praise them. Another really good tip is when they come home from school, I think you have to open the lunchbox and they have to eat it.
If they haven't eaten it during the day?
If they haven't eaten it, because...
Say if they just throw it away?
Well, they can't actually. The schools don't allow them to throw out anything. They have to bring home even empty yogurt cartons.
So if they haven't eaten it, if they haven't eaten it during the day, they have to eat it when they come home.
And the water bottle. So I would always check the water bottle as well. So
make sure you've drank that water, X amount of water every day.
My kids are notorious for coming back after a full day at school and activity, and they wouldn't have any water. So I make sure they have the water, they've eaten the food.
So you've just put the little bit of pasta sauce on the pasta here,
and you can put some grated parmesan on it as well.
And you're putting it into this little container
into a little container there.
Are these on your site
These
too?
are mine as well,
wow,
yes.
Okay.
So we're all about kind of healthy home-cooked foods. But really, the idea here is that you would heat the flask for 5 minutes and then pop in the food, and it's cold or warm for 6 hours. So in Ireland...
So it'll stay warm for 6 hours, so that'll stay warm till lunchtime when they need it.
So, you know, they're going to have a warm, healthy meal that maybe, you know, that child prefers pasta or prefers leftovers than a cheese sandwich.
I know my nephew is a really fussy eater, and the only thing he'll eat is pasta like that.
Yeah, exactly. Another one, just to mention the muffins here. I mean, I think muffins, I'm not a huge baker actually, and I think muffins are really easy to make. And this is a banana and berry muffin with, you've got oats in there, you've got wholemeal flour.
So it's nice and healthy.
It's a really kind of filling, you know, if your child doesn't eat much of a breakfast, this is a really good option. They freeze really well, so you just take them out in the morning and pop it into a container.
Well, I'm sure there's mothers all over the country are going, thank you very much for all those tips. They're going to be great, because it is going to be mayhem over the next couple of weeks, as you say, getting back into that routine.
I know.
And as you sort of said, if you plan ahead, it's so much easier for you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.